Hey, what's going on, everyone in ITM200? This is Rashad Middleton. I'm just doing my project and presentation style. I want to go ahead and show you guys my Dell XPS laptop. Um, it is slot load, as you can see. There it is, slot load. This got stuck in it last week. Couldn't get it out. So I'm going to just recreate the process that I went through. Usually, when you start off with this, first thing you want to do is make sure you ground yourself. So, you make sure you touch some metal on the actual machine itself. Very important to do. The first time I had to do this, I actually drew a map of all the screws on the bottom. And I put this map in a little tray, and I put the screws all on top. Now this has to be less than 10 minutes, so in the interest of time, I've already removed all but 3 of the screws in the back. Tools you're going to need for this: needle nose pliers, a flathead, and a Phillips screwdriver. I usually have a little kit that I use. Make sure as well, take the battery out of it, let it sit for a while. This one's been inactive for about a week and a half, so I haven't had any concerns of getting shocked or anything, but you always want to make sure, take the battery out. I'm going to go ahead and start removing these screws. And this Dell is about 4 years old, and I've probably taken it apart about 7-8 million times, the way it seems. Special note with this one in particular, here in the battery plate, there were actually 3 other screws. Those actually hold it together. Depending on the model of computer you're using, you may or may not come across that. So go ahead and pop that out right there. While I've got this computer actually unscrewed, I'll go ahead and give you a little tour of the inside. Just tilt this down a little bit. Alright, got your RAM right there, 2 gigs times 2, so I got 4 gigabytes of RAM in this one. Here's your fan. Heat sink underneath that is where you'll find the actual processor, wireless card. So this is just a quick little overview of things inside the machine. Also, upon removing these 4 screws, I was actually able to access the hard drive. So if you ever need to replace the hard drive, pop those 4 screws out. There's about 6 screws here that you take out, pop it in, and there you go. I'm going to go ahead and take that out as well. Got all my screws out from here, so let's get into it. Once I open the actual computer, as you'll see, everything is now a little bit looser. Go ahead and pop this off. Underneath this touch panel, there are actually 2 screws that actually hold down the keyboard. I'm going to go ahead and remove those. Times like this, you kind of wish for fast forward, huh? Inside of all your computers, you're going to have these little, I guess you call them like jumper or rocker type switches. With this, I usually use a little flat head and just pop it open. Once it pops open, it'll actually release the keyboard. Some other things that are interesting to see inside of here. Right here is actually a controller that controls the actual display for the monitor. I'm going to pop that side out, pop this side out. This cable right here actually is the Bluetooth adapter for the computer. We'll remove that out of the way as well. I'm going to remove this one as well, which actually connects to the speakers. I don't know if you can see it very well, but there are some wires that are running down through here. These wires are actually the wireless card. To get to those, I've got to pop it out, flip it back over on the other side, and they are connected right here. Pretty easy to do. Just pop them right off like a soda can. Wouldn't recommend doing it this way exactly, but like I said, this computer is kind of out of commission, and I've done this about 85 million times on this particular machine. Once was a great machine. Alright, so I'm going to pull all these cords out through the front. That will now allow me to have a little bit more access to the machine. Drop my screwdrivers. There are also two more screws. One here on this side, one on the other side. They need to come out. They actually will release the entire display or monitor, screen, whatever you want to call it, from the actual rest of the computer. Alright. Now I've gotten that taken care of. Bada bing, bada boom. There's one more little attachment here. This one actually controls the hotkeys on this display panel. So I just took those out. And that's a whole another section. Now that I've removed all of those, this is almost disconnected. It's only connected by one little wire, and the wire comes apart right there. I got one more for my actual touchpad. All these are basically, you pull them out and then pull the tab to release. Alright. A little more investigating going on in here. So now we're seeing the nitty-gritty of everything. The other side of the fan, the chip. This is where the hard drive was. Remember I removed it earlier. This is how it actually sits and actually slides into the machine. Right up here is an SD card reader. This is a little remote control. Back in the day, those used to be IDE readers and such. So here's my slot load drive right here. I'm going to go ahead and use my Phillips screwdriver to go ahead and pop it out. Pop it out one. Now, again, this is not the most ideal way, but I'm on a clock here, and I'm looking at like 7.5 minutes now, so. Oops, forgot one little part. So, there is a way, also here at the back, pull that right out, just a little connector. There's supposed to be a way where you can stick a paper clip in, and there's a release button. On this particular model, that is non-functional. Trust me, I tried. So what I had to do the other day when I actually had to remove the CD, once I removed the actual optical disk drive itself, I removed the screws from the side and from the top, and I was able to actually open it up enough to pop the CD right out. Right now, of course, it would be difficult to do because situation. But if the CD were in, just so you get an idea, when you pop it up, you'll be actually able to pull it right out. And maybe you can get an A. Now, if you want to see how to put the computer back together, put it in reverse. But that's basically it. Also, if you want to actually swap out your drive, that's exactly how you do it as well, just without actually physically taking the top part off. But that's my hands-on presentation. I have about 4 computers that I've taken apart here, so it seems. But hope you all enjoyed my presentation. It's Rashad Middleton, ITM200. See you next time.